A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 8th January 2026, our Thursday class. So as usual, we all have our Puja. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddho Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavata Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adinādana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Kāmesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Buddhaṃ pujami. Dhammang pujami. Sanghang pujami. By now I think most of you must have developed the understanding of what this awareness-based meditation is all about. Like the word awareness base means our meditative training of the mind is based on development of the inner awareness within our nature. When we are silent completely without thought, the awareness nature is already there, and that nature will manifest, because man can only do one thing at a time. Either you are lost in thought, heedlessly thinking, preoccupied with what you are thinking, or you are completely silent without thought and just aware, so that you can be aware of what is going on within the moment, within life itself, within existence itself. Then whatever that manifests from the five aggregate of form and mind, you can be aware of it. The ability to be aware is what awareness-based meditation is all about. So a simple definition would be the silent observation of what is going on in life. Or sometimes they call that what is, or the reality. So if you can be silently using your pure awareness nature to observe all the movement and activity that arise within existence and life, that is how you develop the wisdom of the way things are, how one becomes emotional, how one is conditioned into various mind states that manifest. And this mind state can be fear, worry, anxiety, like and dislike, sorrow and lamentation, insecurity, phobia, or whatever. Then certain things may condition you to develop the joy, the happiness, the peacefulness, the calmness. All these are mind states that arises dependent on causes and conditions. That's why they are not intrinsic within your true mind. They are phenomena that arise and manifest dependent on causes and conditions. So awareness-based meditation is to develop this stability of inner awareness, to observe what is going on, and to insight into phenomena and awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Once you can insight into phenomena and awaken to the three universal characteristics of all phenomena, then you can develop the wisdom to awaken. Then you will not be deceived by the phenomena world of consciousness and form and all the manifestations that arise through contact of mind with the sense bases and their respective sense data. The one that give meaning, attach, create the movement and stirring is the mundane mind, the conditioned arising mind, the thinking mind, and that is not your true mind. Your true mind has none of all this. Your true mind is just tranquil, still, the pure awareness within. Okay, then what I have taught you all is, if you can understand all this, then you will know how to relax body and mind and make use of the four support to stabilize your inner awareness and develop the meditation. Especially the first three support. The first support is relax body and mind completely. Means don't try to do anything, don't try to think, don't even try to know. Just completely relax body and mind. be at ease, and allow whatever that manifests to arise. Maintain the inner silence, the inner peace, inner calmness, and use that mind to observe and develop the wisdom or the meditation. Then after you can relax body and mind, your mind will settle down and be at ease. Then what you need to do is you just maintain the inner awareness. Whatever they move away from the inner awareness are the heedless thinking, or we call it the thought process. That one is dependent, originating, condition arising, not real, not what you think. They come and they go. Dependent on causes and conditions, they arise. Then they are supported by causes and conditions. So when you can see all this and understand all this, then you understand phenomena. Why the Buddha say, all phenomena, they are dependent, originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena. Then when conditions cease to be, it ceases to be. When conditions continue to manifest and evolve and move, then phenomena continue to sustain itself and move in accordance. So silently just observe all this. Then you will understand why the Buddha said, things is just the way it is. When you can see things as they are, you develop wisdom. You become peaceful. You do not stir your mind anymore. You do not react anymore. You do not develop the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety anymore. Just like the Buddha explained, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. With this, profound understanding will arise. So at any one moment in life, if the causes and conditions are already set in motion, then the phenomena can only move in that direction, no other way, no other direction. That is the reality. That is what is, the isness of things. That is what the Buddha meant by thing is just the way it is. Tathata, suchness. So when you can understand this, you can come to terms with the reality. Then after you have observed and developed the understanding, then you ask yourself, if I want things my way and I cannot accept the reality of the movement within existence that follows nature's law, then I suffer. That's why the universal characteristics of anicca will let you understand the universal characteristics of suffering when you cling, grasp and hold and want things your way, which is not allowable, not nature's way. And because it's impermanent, it's not a permanent unchanging entity. Everything is just mind-made phenomena, arise and pass away. Dependent, originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena. If that is the case, then how real can life be? Everything that arises, they have to arise within the moment. And moment to moment life passes by. Split second is dead and gone. Split second is dead and gone. And that is the only reality in life. So how real can life be? That's why you look at life with this profound insight. You will awaken, because you will come to know there is no reality at all. Everything is just a phenomenal world of existence, dependent, originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena. as real it can be. It is only within the moment, following causes and conditions, only mighty nature rolling by. So if you can have this type of insight, wisdom, then your mind will be free from suffering. Then you will see the unreality of this form of mind, the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Then you come to a great awakening that this five aggregate of form and mind, which is rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, and vijnana, they are impermanent. They go the way of nature. If you cling, grasp and hold and give meaning, you suffer. And because they are impermanent, not a permanent, unchanging entity, that's why it's anatta, non-self, not something that is eternal or permanent that you can cling onto, hold onto, grasp onto. It's not a permanent, unchanging entity. Then from there, you see clearly, not only is non-self, it is also empty, not what you think. Where it's just a phenomenal world, mind make a day, just an image that manifests and passes away. Okay, then the third support is maintain the awareness until it's very stable and very clear. Then everything will slow down, until finally there is no movement, no activity, just the pure nature, the pure awareness nature, not moving. That's why pusan, pumia, no arising, no ceasing, no movement, no sankhara, no activity, nothing. Everything come to a complete stillness, tranquility. And that is how you develop wisdom through awareness-based meditation. Then for those who know how to develop the first three support to stabilize your inner awareness, then you can move on finally to the fourth support, which is what we call trust, T-R-U-S-T. The fourth support is very simple. After you can stabilize your inner awareness already, then you just go to your heart area and silence everything and allow the pure awareness within to develop the meditative movement on itself. Then this meditative mind will be very sensitive. Then whatever it comes into contact with, you can hear your heartbeat or any vibration or any movement within your heart area. You just allow the awareness to be with it, trusting your nature to develop the meditative movement. Then if you are patient enough, all this will develop the understanding for you. Then finally, when everything comes to a standstill, then without being curious, and you are patient enough, when your development of wisdom has stabilized, then your mind will come to realize itself that there is no need to do anything. Basically, when all movement stops, then you can realize your true mind, your silent mind, your pure awareness nature. Realizing that and allow it to move, you will locate the gateway to your nature for you. So when that thing happens, then the cultivator of this awareness-based meditation will come to a great transformation. All the external yin-yang energy that you have developed, Devas start to melt into the gateway, transforming into pure energy. And it will make you very quiet, very still, very tranquil. And for the first time in your life, you can realize the stability of your true mind with the internal movement via trust. And this is how you develop the cultivation to penetrate your nature, to realize the higher teaching, to realize the secret, or what they call the inner understanding of that nature's activity and movement. The pure awareness nature's cultivation through the gateway, a lot more things will unfold. And within that nature, a lot of understanding can manifest. And when the understanding manifests, your wisdom will allow you to develop the higher understanding, to transform your cultivation more and more, until you can finally, after a long period of cultivation, the Bodhi mind can illuminate that nature. During that time, your transformative awareness nature would have been very, very well developed, until you can develop all the unique, profound understanding that normal cultivator never do. That's why the fourth support is for the cultivator of the Bodhisattva way, to go the way of Buddhahood. Okay, with this, I will allow you to meditate on your own. I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the mind states you need to use to live life, to develop the daily mindfulness, the stability of it, so that you can be ever mindful in the midst of life. Okay, turn to page 6 of the chanting book. You will do the invocation to the Devas. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities and Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gacha Tu Devata Sadhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Beso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana ปันโนสุขโตโลกวิดูอนุตตโรปุริสธัมมัสสารถิสัตตาเดวามนุสสานังบุตโตภควาติสวากาโตภควตาธัมโมสันติติโกอากาลิโกเอหิปัสสิโกปานายิโกปัจจตังเวดิตาตุวิโนหิติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาณปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยาดิดังจัตตาริปุริสายุคานิอัตตปุริสภูกาลาเอสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยดักขิเนโยอัญเจลิการานิโยอนุตตรังปุญญังเกตังโลกาสาติสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can be seated. We'll continue from where we stop. The Heart Sutra, second edition, page 182, second, 187, sorry, second paragraph. There was a question raised by a yogi during the last Saturday meditation class as to why the random thought kept on arising during her meditation. So this question, I think, most cultivator or meditator, they have this problem, especially those who are new. Before you develop the ability to meditate, to develop the stability of inner awareness, the problem with random thought arising is very common. And most people find it very irritating and difficult to maintain the inner awareness, to calm themselves down. That's why most cultivators end up developing concentration. They try to concentrate the mind, focus the mind on the object of meditation, then prevent the thought from randomly arising and passing away. To stop the thinking is a very difficult thing to do. And because of that, they got no choice. They have to depend on method and technique, object of meditation, to hold the mind, to focus and concentrate, or to hold it to one point. That's why all this lead to thought process, or what we call thought-based meditation, where people use thought to actually develop the mind to be peaceful and calm. So what they end up doing is mostly the jhana cultivation. The first 5 of the jhanic factors that develop the jhanic mind or jhanas is initial thought. When you initially apply your thought to an object of meditation or to something, to focus, to concentrate. So they call it vitaka in Pali. Vitaka means applying the thought there. So the applied thought they keep on focusing, concentrating. Then they sustain the thought there. That's why Vitaka Vichara will make the mind calm and peaceful if you train it long enough. But that one will lead to energy field, concentration, a conditioned state of mind. Of course, when you can hold it, it becomes calm, peaceful. Then you can also experience piti, which is a very tranquil and calm state of mind. When you can concentrate and focus, the mind becomes calm, peaceful. Yeah. Or they call it spiritual calmness. Yeah. So this initial spiritual calmness, or what they call meditative calm, that arise when the mind is able to settle down or develop concentration, is piti. Then after that you continue to stabilize that piti, either through further concentration or absorption, or even stabilizing the sati. When you overdo it and it enters apana samadhi, you will experience sukhang, a very blissful state of mind, they call. Then after that, the mind becomes very concentrated, peaceful and calm. Then it develops what we call one-pointedness, ekagata. So the five jhanic factors are vitaka, vichara, piti, sukhang, then ekagata. So when the five jhanic factors are there, the jhana starts to develop. Then as you train the jhana, you will start to relinquish the initial application of thought and sustained thought, because by then they are skillful, they don't need to do, and they straight away can become peaceful and calm. They can focus their mind on the object of meditation, or anchor their mind to something. Then they develop the calmness straight away. Then they experience piti. That's how they move on from the first jhana to the second jhana. Then they relinquish further, piti also they relinquish. Then they can stay with sukhang to develop the third jhana. Then after that, sukhang also no more. They stay one-pointedness, ekagata. That is the fourth jhana. That's why the fourth jhana, they always equate it to be equanimity, mind that is in equanimity. But that one is not upekkha. That one is a type of what they call very focused and calm state of mind. One-pointedness held in energy field. So they think with that, the thought is being suppressed, the mental hindrance all suppressed, nothing arises. The energy field very strong. So with that, they enter a type of concentration which they call the fourth jhana, which is like represented by the mind that is very calm, very still, like no more movement. We are all thought cannot arise. They are queued into one point. So the mind that is in this state of one-pointedness is like very, very calm, very still, very stable. But it's a conditioned mind. So during that time, like you are enlightened, like nothing can disturb you. You feel a lot of joy, especially you combine with metta, loving kindness. Then the mind like very different. You feel all the good mind states. Then psychic ability can also manifest and arise. Then as you go through, a lot of things will manifest, especially the 50 Divan Samadhi. that trapped meditator. They will manifest. So that is the reason why thought-based meditation, based on object of meditation, based on method, technique, and instruction, are very popular at that time, especially during the early days, before the advent of the Buddha, and later after the Buddha. That's why in the Hindu meditation, they have the 40 meditation object to help you develop concentration. Thought-based meditation, focusing, concentrating, then developing all the mantra and whatever. Sometimes they will teach you some form of mantra or chanting or whatever. But if you don't know how to develop awareness or you overdo it, then it becomes energy field, thought-based. So given that problem, people don't know how to really develop the meditation. And most people, they just like gullibly follow what other people teach and do. That's why they follow instruction to meditate. So method, technique, and object of meditation arise and become popular at that time, especially the development of concentration, jhana, thought-based, one-pointedness, energy field, absorption, meditation. But the pure awareness-based meditation, which is sati-based, mindfulness-based, that one has been overlooked. But they replace with another word, vipassana. And they are very happy with that word. Because to them, this vipassana is like a very high level type of meditation. I still remember in the early days, 2004, 2005, 2006, those few years when I just started to come out to teach meditation. The first question they asked me is, Bratio, what meditation you teach? Is it vipassana? If you don't say yes, they are not interested. They only interested in vipassana. And that time, it was so conditioned. To them, vipassana is certain type of method and technique. And the very popular one at that time is rising, falling of the abdomen. So that was how it all manifested and started. But then, after 1989, actually, I developed the understanding of what is real sati-based meditation is all about. Why the Buddha teaches sati, which is a very unique mind state. Sati is awareness before the knowing. To be in the state of awareness before the knowing. So, sati can only be developed if you know how to anchor it to this four foundation of mindfulness, where the Buddha taught as Satipatthana Sutta, the four foundation of mindfulness. And the four foundation where you can train your sati or develop the stability of sati is kaya. The first one is kaya, kayanupassana. So within kaya, all of your daily activity and movement of your physical body, even your breathing, anapanasati or whatever, your heartbeat, your rising, falling, whatever, all this actually, you can anchor your awareness there. Then when you use that to develop the sati or mindfulness, you can actually stabilize your inner awareness. Then you don't have to focus, you don't have to concentrate. That's why that secret is seldom understood. That way of meditation is seldom understood. That's why you read the Satipatthana Sutta, the instruction, especially Kayanupassana. The first three categories of practice. The first category is Anapanasati, where you develop mindfulness on the in and out breath. Then you stabilize it until mind enters sati, until the mind develops passaddhi. Passaddhi is tranquility of mind, stillness of mind, not in concentration, not in energy field, but it's a free mind that is aware. Aware of what? Your breathing. That's why the Buddha says, breathing in, aware, breathing out, aware. Means awareness and the breath or the phenomena move as one, without thought. And then develop sati. When there is thought, the mind cannot be in sati. Because our mind can be only developing one thing at a time. Either you are completely silent without thought, so that you can be aware of what is going on within the moment, means you are in sati, or you are lost in thought, heedless. If you cannot be in the state of sati, means your pure awareness nature has developed the movement to create the mundane thinking, mundane sankhara activity, mind state and all those things. That's why that mano is the mundane mind that spring off from the pure awareness nature. That's why the Buddha called it the mundane mind, the thinking mind. And he called this the mind that is responsible for all the arising and movement within nature and existence. That's why he said this mano, this mind, is the forerunner of all things. Then he said this mind, when it arises, all things arise. Mind is the forerunner of all things. When mind arises, all things arise. So based on that, you must understand, if you don't train this mind and develop the understanding, wisdom, you will suffer. That's why he said, based on this, Dhammapada verse 1 and 2, the twin verse, arise. He said, mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. Therefore, if you don't train your mind, if you choose to remain heedless, you will act, speak and think with a heedless mind, born of the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion, especially the mental hindrance. That suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follow the hoof of the cart. Then the opposite twin verse, which is to develop the understanding, to train your mind to develop heedfulness, so that you can also stabilize your mind and develop the mind state that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Then happiness will follow you, like the shadow that never leaves you. So under the twin verse, the second Dhammapada verse, the Buddhas repeat the same. He said, mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. Therefore you must train this mind. And when you train this mind to develop the understanding, then you will act, speak and think with a wholesome mind, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Then there is no suffering. There is only happiness. There is only joy. Then happiness will follow you, like the shadow that never leaves you. Why? It's because when you train your mind to be heedful, to be aware, according to Dhammapada verse 21, 22 and 23, you are destined for enlightenment. The hateful never die. And when you are hateful, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, you don't commit any karmic negativity. And because of that, you are able to keep your precept and avoid all the evil consequences of karma. That's why when there is no evil consequences of karma manifesting or coming forth after that, then you realize the Buddha's words are so powerful. He said, the moment you are hateful, the hateful never die. Hatefulness is the path to the deathless, whereas hatelessness is the path to the dead. That's why you have to train your mind to be hateful, to be aware, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred. And to do that, you must train your mind. You must develop the understanding of what constitutes evil so that you don't arise them. And that one needs awareness to see how we become evil, how we develop all the greed, hatred, and delusion, the selfishness, the egoic mind, the negativity of mind state that leads to all the karmic negativity, like selfishness, craving, desire, and even jealousy, hatred, anger. Then deceitfulness. All this, the tendency to lie, to cheat, to deceive, to take advantage of situation and people, all these are born of sakayaditi, self-delusion, that condition the evil roots of greed and hatred, that leads to karmic negativity and suffering. So without understanding all this, technically you cannot start the meditation. You cannot really start the cultivation to follow the advice of the Buddha, to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. And that's why it's important. Okay, now we go back to the question. I will read on, then you will understand. So there was a question raised by a yogi during the meditation class as to why random thought keep on arising during her meditation. I told her this is good because at least now you are aware or able to be aware of your own lack of peace and understand why your random thought keep arising. You should inquire why this thought and not other thoughts. When you are aware of all this without any reaction of mind or feel agitated, thereby making you trying to do anything, then what happened? You will come to realize that this random thought arises due to your attachment or clinging to a lot of those mind activity that affected you during your daily life. And these arising thoughts have a lot to do with your memories that you accumulate through your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, your unfinished activity of life or problem that haunts you, which you had deposited or accumulated, and these become your scars of memories. And when you accumulate or deposit them into your brain over the years, these accumulated phobia, fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, depression, etc., they become like scars of memory. And since thoughts are respond to memory which you accumulated, that's how random thought arise during your meditation. But if you just let it be and remain just silent and aware, then all this random thought will start to slow down on their own until there is just stillness or tranquility. Also, if you don't cling and live your life with heedfulness and wisdom, then all this clinging and grasping and accumulation will cease to be. And you will be very peaceful most of the time. And meditation becomes very easy, especially for those who have trained their mind to be aware, mindful, stabilize it. Then within seconds, or at the most 1 or 2 minutes, your mind will settle down and you will develop the inner peace, inner tranquility and stillness without having to concentrate. The mind will just become quiet and peaceful. All the sankhara, they will slow down. Yeah. But to develop that is not easy. And when you meditate, if you are able to detect what type of thought that arises, you realize these are thoughts that actually worries you, that continuously arise in you, especially when you have problems in life. You don't believe you can find out on your own. Sometimes people don't meditate also. They hold on to their worry, their problems, especially career problem, financial problem, health problem, or relationship problem, all related to our first noble truth, 8 realities of life and existence. So when you have this type of thing haunting you, even police case, CBT, or career problem, or whatever, they will continue to haunt you. Or sometimes when you are confronted with people whom you don't like the bullies and all those things, then when you have various type of problems in life, especially those facing financial problems, CBT problem and other things, or even health problem, they will worry. Their thought will cling, hold, and that thought become like intrusive, like keep on haunting you, because you have not resolved it. Unable to resolve it with understanding or amicably following the Dhamma way will lead to all this so-called worry, anxiety, heedless thinking. And the other way for this heedless thinking to arise is because you lack the 5 spiritual faculty of saddha, virya, saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, and panya, the 5 spiritual faculty. When these 5 are lacking, the mental hindrance of sensual desire, ill will, the opposite 5, sloth and torpor, restlessness of mind, which is fear, worry, anxiety, and doubt, they will manifest. So when they manifest, these are called mental hindrance. They will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness to realize your true mind, your silent mind, your pure awareness nature within. So because of that, it triggers off fear, worry, anxiety, and your like and dislike stir your mind, cause you to react to sense experience. So pleasant and unpleasant sense experience is the reaction from the mind. And these first 2 mental hindrances of sensual desire and ill will, which is your like and dislike, they manifest almost every moment and every instant when you perceive something through your senses. Every moment of seeing, you react and stir your mind. Hearing, smell, taste, tactile, or thought process, same. Which means every moment, every instant, you create mental hindrance and sensual desire. So mental hindrance or sensual desire, ill will, the like and dislike, they become so habitual, so rampant. Then what will happen? If throughout the day you arise all these sensual desire, ill will, which are mental hindrance, to hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness, then what will happen to you? That's why you cannot meditate. You cannot be peaceful. Well, these are mental hindrance. It hinders your mind from settling down. Then it has become so habitual. This habitual tendency create mental hindrance all the time. And they will obstruct you, prevent you from entering the meditative state. It will hinder you from training your mind to become peaceful, calm, aware within. So this understanding is very important. Then when you are not able to develop the spiritual faculty of sati, then it will bring forth what they call delusion, ignorance. When you have sati, you can see things as they are. You can develop the understanding, and you can straighten your view to retrospectively reverse all this mental stirring and reaction of mind. Thereby you can become peaceful. So when you are in sati, awareness, you don't create thought. No thought means what? No duality, no like and dislike, no more of these views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system, or mind states, born of belief system, habitual tendency, and conditioning, to come in and stir your mind and create the mental hindrance. That's why sati is the meditative life. And a lot of people who understand, they will tell you what sati is like. Without sati, you cannot be heedful. You cannot live life. You cannot develop the understanding. So sati leading to heedfulness or apamada is very important. Then once you develop the sati, you have to stabilize it so that it can become samadhi. And this samadhi is not a conditioned state of mind. It's a free mind that has the stability of awareness within. And frequently, most cultivators didn't understand what samadhi is. Because in the early days, samadhi, they always define as equivalent to concentration, which is jhana. Actually, samadhi is not jhana. Samadhi is a state of mind that is unwavering and collected. But it's a free mind, born of wisdom, unwavering and collected. So that samadhi means you have stabilized your awareness until it is collected and unwavering. And why is this important? And when we live life, every moment of sense experience, if we don't have this samadhi, if our mind is not collected and unwavering, at the moment of sense experience, it will stir, it will waver, because it's not collected. It lacks samadhi. So samadhi is the result of stability of sati. When sati stabilizes, initially it becomes more and more continuous. Then when that stability of sati develops, this continuous mindfulness will become a flow. That's why it becomes the stability of daily mindfulness. Means throughout the day you are mindful, aware most of the time. And that stability of it is very important. That's why you must develop it. Sometimes you can use bowing, which is a part of Kaya Anupassana, or Anapanasati, or walking, or whatever physical activity as described by the Buddha under Sati Sampajana training. Mindfulness and clear comprehension of all action, all movement in the present moment. If you can do that, then sati will stabilize. Then you realize that free mind, which is in sati, with the stabilized sati, is heedful and aware, then it can develop the meditative training and understanding. That's why heedfulness is the final outcome. But you must start with training your mind to be aware, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Awareness is mindfulness. So when you train your mind to be mindful and aware, that is the first step. Then you stabilize it so that it is ever mindful. Then use it to meditate, it becomes heedfulness. That's why the constantly meditative, ever mindful, they will realize the enlightenment in the here and the now. Yeah. So these are the important understanding. Then we move on. The next part is we. You see the word vipassana, they have two parts. We and pasana. We is representing the three universal characteristics of nature. And pasana is to insight into. Hence, vipassana is a meditation that leads to the ability of the mind to insight into these three universal characteristics of nature, to arise the wisdom needed to liberate the mind. So vipassana is not a method or a technique. Whatever you do that can bring about this insight, especially when you are mindful and aware, you can see things as they are and awaken or insight into the universal characteristic. Or you can silence your mind completely and just silently observe what is the movement, the nature's manifestation arising and passing away, especially phenomena, where you can be with the moment of its arising, sustaining and passing away. During that stability of mindfulness without thought, you can suddenly insight into the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta. And that's how you awaken. That's how enlightenment in the here and the now can arise. So vipassana is not a method or a technique. It is whatever you develop as training of the mind to be aware. And once you develop the stability of it, then it can see things as they are. It can insight in the phenomena. It can awaken. That is what vipassana is all about. Pasana is to insight into the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And that is we. That's why vipassana means insight into the three universal characteristics. So meditation is about insight and not about good or bad meditation. Reaction of mind is due to one's wrong view that condition the arising of wrong thought, leading to all the fear, worry, anxiety, and restlessness of mind. Understand via sati or awareness how this wrong thought comes to be and how they condition our fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, etc. via thought projection and proliferation is very important. When you project your thought, which is not a reality, when you project into the future, you worry, understand? But it's not a reality, it hasn't happened yet. The question is always, what if they come to know? What if this doesn't happen? So all these are the way thought actually develop its power. And who gives him that power? Your own delusion, sakkaya ditthi, that allow you to use the thought wrongly. That's why you project into the past and the future. When you recall the unhappy past, you develop unnecessary phobia, fear, insecurity. Then you worry for nothing. When you project into the future, it's also the same. You worry about the future, about something that has not happened. Then like I always say, no amount of fear, worry, anxiety can help you solve your problem or develop the understanding to understand life and to move on with life. So the most important understanding is whatever happens in life, do not panic, do not react and develop the fear, the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety. Accept the reality. Then with that calm mind, tranquil mind, where when you don't react and create the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, there is tranquility, stillness, there is clarity. Then you can see and ask yourself or inquire what actually happened. Then how can I resolve this amicably following the Dhamma way so that I can move on with my life, so that I don't have to worry about life. I have to develop the understanding instead to live life. To live life is not to worry about life. To live life is to develop the understanding to resolve all issues amicably. That's why when you can make decision and move on, then there is no more problem. Problem only arises when you perceive it with fear, negativity, thereby arising the unnecessary worry, anxiety, insecurity. And all these are what they call humanity's problem, or they call it the mental problem, born of self-delusion, born of lack of understanding of the five aggregates of form and mind, not understanding who you are, what you are. Self-knowledge is lacking. So this part I read again. Reaction of mind is due to one's wrong views that condition the arising of the wrong thought, leading to unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, and restlessness of mind. So understand via awareness how this wrong thought come to be and how they condition your unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, etc. Via thought projection and proliferation is very important. Yeah. So when you see all this, then you start to understand how your mind stir and develop the fear, the worry, the anxiety, the sorrow, the lamentation, the craving, the desire, and all those things. So all these mind states that manifest, the fear, the anger, they are not intrinsic in you. They are dependent originating mind state. So silence your mind with awareness, sati, and stay with that mind state that arises. Then you realize without giving it any more wrong thought or thought energy to move, then it will start to slow down and cease. Like J. Krishnamurti's understanding, the very flowering of that thought is the very ending of that thought. But when the flower until it cannot flower, it will wither off. Thought is the same. You no longer worry the energy that create the continuous movement of fear, worry, anxiety that trigger all the suffering. They will slow down and cease to be. Then you realize the mundane mind with all the movement and activity slow down and become tranquil and still. When that happens means what? It has returned to its original state of tranquility and stillness, your pure awareness nature, before the stirring of the mind, before the movement. So meditation is to have this pure awareness, sati, stability or sati, to be with the moment, to understand. Then when you understand, you can retrospectively reverse all this wrong view, to follow the Buddha's advice to see things as they are, to accept the reality of the movement. Then your mind no longer stir and project and create all the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, which means you can develop the wisdom to see things as they are and accept the reality of the moment. Condition like that, things will be like that. The world is the world. People are just the way they are. Deluded people do deluded things. not a problem. Selfish people do selfish things. Violent people do violent things. They are just the way they are. Then you can be at peace. You will not react to what they do. Then the world is the world means conditional that things will like that. You no longer become like unhappy with what is happening with the world. That unhappiness or fear, worry, anxiety, they are mind state that arise through delusion, dependent originating. If you don't stir and react through wisdom, through understanding, through developing this straightening of the view, to see things as they are, to accept the reality of the moment, the world is the world, people are just the way they are, then you are always at peace. Then there is no more suffering. Who suffer? What suffer? The thought that has the delusion no longer create the old movement of avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnanam, vijnanam paccaya namarupa. All these links cease. That's why without ignorance, without sakkayaditthi, all these links, they cannot move. But without the Dhamma understanding, it will continue to move. So the last paragraph is also very important. That understand how Dhamma can allow us to develop the wisdom needed to free our mind, leading to the peace and tranquility within. And this is real meditation. That's why when you are aware or mindful, the mind returns to its original state before the stirring, which is tranquility and stillness. Pure awareness within. No movement, nothing. No duality. No thought telling you this and that. It's just that nature within. And understanding that is very important. When you realize that your true nature is this, then when you are with that nature, there is no more problem. Because that one is without thought, without duality, nothing. It cannot create anything. But without understanding that, then it can move and create. That's why all of creation, the physical formation, they move out very fast because of avijja, ignorance. But the meditative wisdom will reverse all this. That's why you have to return the phenomenal world of consciousness back to the mind, the mundane mind. Then the mundane mind back to pure awareness nature. Then allow it to develop the stability of wisdom to realize itself and cease. Then you return to the source. You realize Nibbana. That's how the whole process can manifest and take place. Okay? So now it's exactly almost 9:45, yeah? So we end. Now we come back to the second session, which is meditation, reporting, followed by whatever question you may have. You can ask.
Good evening, brother.
Yes.
And all Kayamitas.
Sadhu.
Brother, I want to share something. I want to
Very
share
good.
something is after the house dana.
Very good.
Okay.
Sadhu. You should. Yeah.
The day after the house dana at night time, I saw this Kuan Yin Rupang is always smiling, you know.
Sadhu.
But if for that night only lah, then the next day it's no more like that already.
Oh, don't worry. That night is enough for you. It is to give you faith. And they can manifest all this because of the joy. Sometimes it's because of that nature within, Kuan Yin's nature, and also the non-humans, especially the Devas and all those things, who have actually developed the joy and the understanding. Because that day is like meant to be a lot of wholesomeness, and they wanted it to happen. That's why there are causes and conditions. Then when we were there, I can feel that environment, that nature there, very different. That's why it's very wholesome. It's done with a lot of understanding. Especially you all develop a lot of joy. And when it's done properly, things happen. And it will manifest. And that your whole house actually is very conducive now. It's like charged with very good vibration, or they call it white ball energy. Because these are born of your family's good parami, your cultivation, and your wholesomeness. And also together with the house dana that you actually created the causal condition for it to be possible. And it also benefited a lot of Kanyamita who attended, and having the ability to partake in all the wholesomeness and develop all the joy, the wholesomeness, the sharing and all those things. And these are spiritual wealth that can manifest through right understanding, through wholesome sharing and manifestation of causes and conditions. And all these are very beautiful, very useful. So sadhu.
Sadhu. When I first saw it, actually, I'm quite surprised also, because first time I see like this.
Yeah. It can happen.
Then I go and check few times. I go away and come back, still like that. I check few times, then I find it quite surprising.
Yeah. It can happen. It can manifest. That's why you're a cultivator. All these things can manifest. It can actually show up. Yeah, it is just consciousness, manifestation. They call it nature's occurrences. When there are appropriate causes and conditions, things happen, things manifest and unfold. That's why a lot of natural occurrences, they occur and happen when there's a lot of this type of wholesome activity. In the early days, I remember everywhere I go and give Dhamma Sharing, especially the first time I go there, wow, the nature within the area, if it's like meant to be, and they all anticipate it. Somehow they up there, they know I'll be there. Especially in the early years when I just came out, 2004, 2005 and all those years. Then later on other people invite me over. The nature very strange. And sometimes the weather also continuously having that type of phenomena. They call it nature's occurrence. When they rejoice, it's like thunder and very, very loud. And they like very heavy type of rain with that type of vibration and all thing. Then the most amazing thing is when I share certain part of the Dhamma which is very deep and very profound, way beyond what the listener that are actually gathered there can understand, is meant for the maybe the higher beings. Then this thing manifests and happen. Last time Vipassana Center, the one above Kana, there very often. Then Wu Ping Ching Sir also very often. Then other places they invited me also happen. Then immediately after I finish, the thing just go back to normal. All the phenomena cease. Then even the rain also slow down. Hardly any more rain and all things. Then when we were in Thailand also same, the Achalo there. A lot of these things. So for your case is because like I told you all that day at your house, Dana, your Kuan Yin is very unique, very beautiful. Yeah? And it's because you have affinity with Kuan Yin, and when you have affinity, you will know what to do, and the image will come. The stup, you call what this, all the images you call it, rupang.
Rupang.
The rupang will come. Like my house one, except that Pusian, the golden one. The rest all come by itself one. I call them the great beings, the good friend. They just one by one come. Then even the miniature on that. Recently, I went to KL, that Bohi temple or what. Wensu, not temple, bookshop, where we saw and we bought back. That one also meant to be, although I pay for here, but the condition is such that we were there. Then my wife remembered. I said, yeah, I saw it around here. Then we didn't realize that it has shifted now. Last time when I was, I think more than 10 over years ago, when I first went there and a few other visits to the bookshop and buy certain things, it was above the commercial lot, don't know, level 2 or level 3. I think. Then I went there, I couldn't find. Then we inquire, I asked my wife to inquire at the shop. The shop said, oh, shifted to the back. That's why we went over there. Then we managed to see the building. It's on a new building, new shop lot, 3-story, I think. 2 or 3 stories. Sorry, forgot already. So when we were there I recognized the layout and all those things. That's why all the things were there. Then we finally end up buying all the miniature, which is very nicely carved and cheap. And I got the whole set for only less than 200 ringgit, I think. It's 140 something or 160 something, I forgot already. And it's meant to be, they come. Then the rest of the rupang, the big one, people offer it to me. Then they just come. Then some Kayamita brought them. And a lot of this is just need the constant synchronization that it will happen, it will manifest. So all this, you will start to witness and see. Then you develop a lot of faith, a lot of joy. And you realize the spiritual way is so beautiful, so meaningful, so wonderful.
Then also after that night, I also feel very tired,
Yeah.
So
Then you
have
should
to
rest. You should rest.
But I withstand it
Yeah, no
until 10
problem.
something I go to sleep. That night really very tired.
Yeah. After
I don't
you
know why
perform all
also.
this, you will feel very tired. Then you cannot sleep because of the energy is very good. But if you are tired, you can sleep. It actually helps you to develop the internal movement, your heart area there. When you are completely like without the conscious mind, the mundane conscious mind creating any thought movement, you have very deep sleep on. And during that time, your nature's energy come from the karmic nature, which will go to your heart to power your heart. That one is your life force. That one will actually create the movement. And during that time, it will develop all the necessary movement to transform your inner nature's movement or activity. Sometimes it's like it creates the healing process where there is no resistance from your thought. Then that energy that goes into your life force, which is at the heart area, the heartbeat there, that one will be used to actually create the what they call healing effect, to recuperate, to recharge, to regenerate your organ so that they are back to the healthy condition. Yeah. And you feel very good after that. You like have a very long rest, like you have recuperated very well. And some they feel different. Some, because of their faith and all things, the energy they absorb is too strong, then they cannot sleep. Yeah. That one also happened. But most of them during spiritual trip, too strong, they cannot sleep. But by the time everything finished, like your house done, everything finished, then you feel very tired. And then actually there is a sign from the nature telling the body, you need to rest already. Means, let the nature meditate through trust. You don't need to do anything, you just silent, completely relax, maintain awareness and silent, and just allow it to be. Very good.
Then the next morning, actually, I got one dream also. I know it's a dream. I saw a lot of these Sanskrit sentences.
Wow, sadhu.
They're moving from right to left.
Oh, very good.
There are many lines. Some are big size at the background, some are small sizes.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Moving at different speed.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Then slow, then they keep accelerating.
Sadhu, sadhu. It will accelerate, it will move,
It moved for some time. Then after that, I got this thought. I just think, is this the, like Brother Teo so-called Dhamma download or what? Then when I got this thing...
It is like, you call it Dhamma download, but it's actually from your past. You have cultivated this before. And this one is to give you the understanding, the faith and the joy. Because I remember when I was going through the cultivation in the early day, there was one point where my mind has transformed until very clear, very stable. Then there was one night, from the nature, my heart there, suddenly it manifests, but not like your this type of word that stream through and show it to you like Sanskrit or my one is, I don't think it's Sanskrit, but it is something like that one. The word is not English and all that, but it's a character that is a spiritual character. It's like the deep meaning of emptiness, sunyata, that imprint. And that one, it appears, manifests, then it zoom in on, zoom in and focus on. Then it's like telling me from deep inside that this is the ultimate understanding, and it's very beautiful, and it's linked to that type of word. I also don't know what word it is, but it is not English definitely, and not Mandarin.
Not English.
Not English, not Mandarin, nothing to do with that. But it's that type of spiritual character, and it's just one character, which is, I think, is something like the word Om. They call Om, but there is a symbol. It's a symbol, and very strange. But I was filled with joy. Then immediately after that, I like didn't sleep one. I awakened one. I like wake up from Then deep inside, there's a lot of joy. Like, got this type of thing means I have cultivated it before. That's why it come, manifest and show it to you, and it zoom in, like it go into the core, like it reach the deepest core. And deep inside there, that thing just vanished, like whole thing, empty. So a lot of this type of thing can happen. Then sometimes it come as message if they want you to do something. So the message one also quite often, like last time I told you before, Kuan Yin when he appear, then later on Maitreya when he appear. All those manifestations, they are very beautiful. Then Maitreya one is golden word one with the laughter and the voice. And they are in the air, like in the three-dimensional, like somebody write it, no, but it's you don't see any hand or any brush or whatever, but the word just appear on golden color one. Oh, beautifully, one by one, in Mandarin that one. 请你把正法传下去, repeated 5 times. And very beautiful, huge, golden color. And with the laughter at the back, Maitreya's laughter. Very loud one. And beautiful. And all this, it will happen, it will manifest, it will come out. Then as it manifests and arises, my nature knew. That's why deep inside, I say, you are the Sammasa Buddha. You don't have to be so courteous to request. He used the word 请你, means please. He like the word please. Transmit the true Dhamma to the world. 请你把正法传下去. So that type of statement is very powerful. Those few Mandarin words are very easy. I can understand, and I can also understand the character also. But it was very loud in his own word that nature manifests. So all these are possible. Sadhu to you, rejoice.
Then when I see these words, they are like going faster and faster.
Yeah.
When I got this thought, I just think, is this the Dharma download? When I think of this, immediately it slow down and no more.
Wow, sadhu.
Then I think, as what Brother always say, when during meditation, we should not think, we should not do. What is it?
No need,
so
because when it manifests, it is for you to have the faith, the joy, the understanding. It like hint to you that this is something that you have cultivated before. Otherwise, it won't appear on. It won't appear. And these are very beautiful, what we call spiritual manifestation. When you do the cultivation correctly, all these things, they will appear, they will manifest. And you get to witness them, and you will have a lot of joy, a lot of faith. And after that, it will give you the understanding that this type of cultivation is very wonderful, very rewarding and amazing. That's why they call it wonderful existence. And it can trigger a lot of joy, a lot of faith. Then during this period, it will give you a lot of virya. They call it the spiritual zeal and tenacity, born of strong faith, to continuously cultivate. And you will develop the progress together with Wai Fun. Sadhu to you. Very good.
But I think that's all for my sharing.
Good. Let us rejoice. Sadhu. Very good.
Good evening, Brother Teo, Mrs. Teo, and all Kayamitas. Actually, the day in the house, Dana, Brother Teo, when I do the sharing, I wanted to cry. So I keep hold on to it.
Yeah. Sometimes when it happens, you just let it out. Don't worry. Just cry. Where is your heart inside manifesting the phenomena? This type of crying is not sadness, but it's the joy. It's the deep, what they call faith that manifests.
First time it happened like that, so I suppress it.
No, don't worry.
Actually, that day I have a lot of gratitude towards Brother Teo.
Yeah. And also all the Kanyamita and those beings that are around and present. Yeah, it's very wholesome. It's very, very wholesome and meant to be. Yeah.
Because for me and my husband Chang, we walk this path is actually not to say not easy. It's not easy because
Definitely. And you need to have the affinity and the parami to encounter, then have the what they call causes and conditions to walk this way. But for you all, it's meant to be one because the sign is very clear. How you all come to know me and how all this become possible. That's why if it's meant to be, it will come and it will manifest. And without knowing me, both of you also came. Then also Brother Wong and a few of the Kanyamita, actually, during that time, all of you all, I don't know you all, but somehow you all came by yourself. Even the Singapore group also that time, Beng Phi, they all. Then Kong Chai and Michael and a few others. They were like meant to be with the affinity and all those things, and they just appear.
Because before we met Brother Teo, I did go to SJBA and some Shah Alam Buddhist Society. But somehow I feel that I was doing it alone. Chan is not coming along. Then I wanted to find sometimes come, sometimes don't join, sometimes he will join, sometimes he doesn't join. So I'm thinking, how to get somebody, some teacher, who is the teacher that actually can bring two of us that we can cultivate together. That's why when we found Brother Teo, then two of us are really into
Because Chan and you actually you have good affinity, even as spouse. Then Chan, he is unique. He know what he want on. Then when the thing manifests, he will know how to come and do all those things. It's just like in the early days, I think a few Kayamita, they try to bring their husband now, but not easy. Not everyone managed to do it. I think only a few. One of them, the most beautiful one is, of course, I think Pamasuri. You know the story behind that. Actually, Brother Teo last time don't believe in all these things. But somehow, because of Pamasuri's faith and sincere intent to get Brother Teo to also join in also, somehow it happened. Like how Pamasuri relate to us. It was one of the, I remember Thursday class at Suyan's house. So at first he was reluctant to come, but he very kind. He will fetch Pamasuri there. Then he go back. Then the day, don't know what happened. Pamasuri told him, you might as well come down, because after that, you have to come and fetch me again. Then he was hesitating. Then somehow he consented. After he come down, that Thursday class, after he listened, he become different. Then he continued to join Pamasuri to attend the class. Then later on, help me do a lot of this type of spiritual activity thing. The website, the typesetting, and the transcript, the books, and all those things. And also spiritual trip. And our annual gathering of Kanyamita. He did all those like everything. He is very good in IT and all those things. Then, of course, Mi Fong and Sui An, they all already in the Dhamma for very long, since the Subanjaya days. And Mi Fong was with me at the Buddhist Society in MU, BGF early days. And there are many others who wants to bring their spouse, but not all able to. But I told them, just let things be. Don't force people. If they are not ready, if causes and conditions are not there, then just let it be. Then like Alicia and Freddie also same. Oh, then just come so beautiful. Then in the early days also, I think there are another few. I think Nancy and the late husband, Brother Sia, they also, as husband and wife, they came and they joined our retreat, all those things. So there are quite a number, but not necessarily all can have that type of good condition. So for your case now, you all are very blessed in the sense that both can do it. For me,
actually,
yeah.
Chan always motivate me.
Yeah, sadhu.
Yeah, he always motivate me to meditate.
Sadhu.
And especially after that day house dana, I can meditate better.
Much better.
Much
Your
better.
house has become different. Your
Yes.
house actually charged with energy that day, very strong. Wisdom energy, the Dhamma energy. That day the sharing is very good. The talk given is very good.
Then maybe other Kayamita Susu may want to hold house dana.
Yeah. In fact, in the early day, it was a monthly affair, and people had to book early. Beginning of the year, they book already. Otherwise, too late. Cannot. Then sometimes because got more than one person wanted it, so we will have either combined house dana or we put in another slot to actually fulfill the thing. But after the MCO, I remember, because of MCO, I think that thing like break off. Then most of them has done it. In fact, I think many people have done the house dana. The one that do very often I think is Alicia, then Chupolian, they all, and many other Kayamita, they hold the house dana. And all these are very wholesome. Then even the Subang group, I think, quite a number. And in the early days, it's very frequent. Almost every month, sure we have. And that time, I remember, the food were all very good. All those potluck that people bring, they are beautiful and wonderful. And very, they will buy the best and they will bring along and offer. And they are very sincere and with a lot of joy. So all this is like a good, wholesome condition for Kayamita to develop all this. So if you want to revive back that tradition and develop the condition for more Kayamita, especially those who have not done it before, the new people, you can request, no problem. You can let either Pamasuri or any of the committee member who can help you or advise you to arrange it. We can do it. So just let me know or contact Sister Pamasuri or any of them, Suyan also can, or any of those who actually has been helping out, and they can actually arrange it with me. Or you all want to arrange direct, also you can. Just let me know. Or contact my wife also can.
Because after the house dana, I feel that I'm more diligent
in
my cultivation.
Because that occasion actually spin off a lot of things. Is very wholesome, very meritorious, and this will be the wholesome, what they call spiritual imprint that will go into your future cultivation. It will help you materialize a lot of all these things. Because having the consciousness condition to do all this wholesomeness is very rare and not easy. And to have the appropriate causes and conditions to manifest this is really, really very, very rare and very meritorious. So all this is like meant to be, will be. In fact, I remember in the early days, very often, we did a lot. I remember there was one house down Ing B's house, I remember. I think, don't know, twice or once, I forgot already, Sister Ing B's house. That one I remember, yes. Her house, I never been there before. Then when she organized the house down, it was very well done also. So there were many. Chan, Wai Fun, sorry, not Chan. You can continue, yeah. A few more minutes, you can ask question or whatever, also can.
No, just we are now preparing for the Guangzhou trip.
Yeah, you better get ready. You have 2 more days you fly, huh?
Yes,
Saturday,
yes. Yeah. So actually, this trip we partly for leisure and also partly for to go and pay respect to Six Patrick Master Huinan.
To cultivate affinity with the Six Patriarchs, yeah. Also, don't forget the tour part where your son is with you. You all should actually focus on the tour. Then you have time to like visit all those places on the way. Then you plan it. Otherwise, the tour is useful. Don't neglect because the tour is actually quite wonderful. Because now China has become so different. And the area, I think, the Six Patriarchs pilgrimage route, the area is very unique and beautiful. The energy there is very strong. And when you can do all the cultivate affinity by paying respect, making offering, and having the faith to develop all the affinity and wisdom. All these are very wholesome and helpful. I think the Sixth Patriarch is Guangzhou, I remember.
Yes, Guangzhou.
Then there is a place, his hometown is called
Guo Xin Sing, Xin Sing, Guo En there.
Guo En there. Correct. Then there is another place called, I forgot already. You have to check the route, the map. And also based on our earlier trip there, that one was very good. I remember the Guo En Si. And the other place is where he ordained the monastery. That one is, what is it?
Guangxiao.
I forgot the name already. Where he received the ordination.
Guangxiao Temple.
That one is also very wholesome. So wish you, Chan, and your son a very meaningful and spiritually rewarding trip.
Thank you, Brother.
Develop the faith, the Saddha, then enjoy yourself. Combine it as a, like they call, when you travel like leisure, then develop the understanding. Now you have the sati, the mindfulness, the awareness. When you are there, you will be able to see things very differently. When you travel also with the awareness, you can see phenomena differently. Then when you develop the understanding and the joy, you actually have a different mind. And that mind that can manifest all this understanding is very wonderful. So experience it. Then continuously rejoice and remember the puja.
Yes.
When you are there, the morning, the evening. So the evening one, you share merit, you transfer merit. Then the opening puja, you just recite. Among yourself, where you got the arrangement of transport in there. So while you are on the transport, after you talk to the driver, then you all can have your pre-puja. Just silent your mind, then recite with the chanting book. For your son, I think he need the chanting book. For you and Chan, maybe you all, if you need to refer, you refer. Otherwise, you just recite like the one that we did while on the Qingdao trip. Then towards the end, before the day end, you can also recite the closing puja. Then in between, should rejoice. Learn how to rejoice when you feel something very good happening. Then when you develop affinity with the six patriarchs or any great beings or any temple you visit, develop the faith, pay respect, then rejoice. Then if you see stupa, you can detect the energy. You can chant the salutation to the four object of veneration. Vandami chetiyang sabbam sabbathanesu patetang saririke datu mahabohing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Then rejoice. Then you can recite it 3 times actually, where it's just a short 4-verse stanza. So all these are very wholesome. And it reminds you of cultivation, maintain awareness, mindfulness, then develop the joy, the faith, then travel with awareness, mindfulness, then observe, sitting. And when you are there, really with the sati and the awareness, you are fully there actually. You know the difference between you are fully there and you are just consciously there. Most people, they may have a lot of excitement, all those things. They are conscious of life, but they are not aware within. So when you are aware means you really have the awareness when you are there. It's just like you're really there, the present, the awareness of it. And everything you experience or you come into contact with, the awareness that is there is so different. And you can recollect and recall that you were there. So all this, you start to learn how to develop the understanding. Then later on, as you progress along the way, the Dhamma cultivation, you will become very different. Then as you progress, you will transform further. Then later on, when it's time for you to actually share this with your children or with others, you will have the ability. Because given the parami, the conscious inclination that you and your husband Chan have, you all will develop the understanding and progress very fast. But maintain the faith, diligently cultivate, don't be complacent. Then you will progress very fast. Then by the next retreat, I think you can see the big difference. The second retreat will be very different from the first retreat. Where the first retreat, a lot of things were new, but you all also did quite well at the first retreat. And these are like meant to be. And nowadays, with your diligent, you and Chan, we visit your house, the Kayamita also saw the mind map that you actually print out and put on the wall. They were very useful. And not many Kayamita has the ability to actually so diligently develop the understanding and cultivation. So for you all, it's like the timing, everything is correct. That's why like Tuesday class, I share the part on the Lotus Sutra, Dana, Sila, and Bhavana. You need to have Dana Parami to have the causes and conditions to cultivate. Otherwise, not easy. Without the Dana Parami, that means most people have a lot of First Noble Truth reality problem. Then they realize they don't have time for spiritual cultivation. They don't have the means to actually go into it. And the other thing is also, most of them don't have the affinity. They may be searching, but cannot find the right one. So all this has already happened and fall into place. It's like the famous Mahayana saying, "佛法难闻，经已闻." The Dhamma is very difficult to come into, to be encountered with, but you already have encountered it. Then 人生难得经已得. To be born as a human being is also very rare, and yet you have developed the affinity and condition to be born as a human being. And the best is born during the sasana time where the Dhamma is there. That part is where the Dhamma is. 佛法难闻，经已闻. That is the Dhamma. So to be born a human during the sasana is actually a very beautiful parami. And things unfold so well, so beautifully. And based on what you and Chan has gone through and share, it's like you can see meant to be. The timing is so perfect. It unfolds so beautifully, and you all are still young. And at this age, you are at your prime, actually. Your career also, your family unit, everything is so beautiful. There is a lot of similarity. You also have one daughter and one son. I also have one daughter, one son. And their age is also like when in the early days, we got married early. So that time, when we were, I think, 50 plus like you all, my daughter that time is, Irene, about 30 years old. So now I think your daughter is 20 something.
25. I'm 25.
25, yeah. Slightly younger than my time. We all got married early. I immediately graduated after that. I got engaged and married. I was age 24.
Actually, we are very blessed. Chan and I are very blessed to have come across to meet Brother Teo and able to learn Dhamma from you.
Yeah. Sadhu. And the affinity also. 10:35 already. Coming to the... Okay, we have to end. You want to summarize, Wai Fun?
That's all my sharing. Brother, thank you very much for your sharing.
Okay, let us rejoice.
Guidance.
Thank you. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now we will share merit, transfer merit, then the closing puja. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditwa cirang rakantu loka sasana itta vata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo devo asatukalina sasa sampati hito cha fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamina mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu Yavanimana Patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, so you can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah.